Good morning. It is already around 11 o'clock. This morning has mostly been taken up with brain thinky stuff. I'm amazed I was able to do so much brain thinky stuff today because I didn't get an awful lot of sleep last night and I was awake early on top of that too. We have been working out for the best part of 2 hours the materials we need to buy from the builder's yard for the sun lounge renovation. So we had to calculate out tongue and groove or beadboard boarding for the ceiling and walls, floorboarding for the floor, and insulation, battening, studs, all that sort of stuff. And it's not a straightforward room. It is an unusual shape. It has a corner missing, and also there are windows and doors everywhere. There isn't a single straight flat wall in the entire room. So there was a lot of calculating. It's going to cost a fair amount of money, but it's one of those jobs that you can't really avoid doing. Even if we did kind of traditional plasterboard or gypsum board walls, it would still cost a fair amount, and it gets so damp in there because of the humidity here that it just wouldn't last. So tongue groove boarding, wood everywhere is the plan. So I think John will be heading out to the builders merchants today, I think. Now he has a shopping list, and ordering the wood and materials we need for the first phase. Instead of getting it all in one and having to store it somewhere, we're getting like the flooring and the studs and all that sort of stuff, and he can work on that, and then in a couple of weeks order the boarding for the ceiling and the walls, and then hopefully he'll have done a fair amount of the work before the second batch of materials arrives. So my brain is now like porridge and I haven't been able to do anything for myself well, first thing this morning, but I'm in desperate need of some relaxation time, but I don't have time for that just now. I will wait until lunchtime. I would like to get a bit more done on those project bags before lunch. I did finish my Hocus Pocus socks last night, which I'm really happy about. What is that? I think it's one of John's grey bristles. I finished the cuff on the second sock. So these are done. These are ready to go in my box of socks. And I can start working. Well, I do have another pair of Halloween socks on needles, but it means I can actually cast on another pair of socks. Although I do need to finish the second cuff on a pair of socks. I did mention that I'm re-knitting the cuffs off to make them more like this, basically. The first one I've done, I didn't reblock the yarn, so it's all wiggly and messy, but it'll be fine after they've had a wash. I need to do the second one. I think I will pick up the stitches and rip out the cuff for the second one today, maybe at lunchtime, when I have a cup of tea. And I don't remember where I was going with that thought. So I had that to do. Oh yes, this has been my morning knitting. I've been working on roughly one repeat of the cable chart each morning, and it has made these go really quite quickly, more quickly than a pattern sock normally does for me, or it's felt more, it hasn't been a chore, it's felt fine. So I'm thinking I might use my unfinished Kelly mushroom wristies that I'm avoiding doing for my morning knitting, and again just doing one, in this case colourwork pattern repeat, and maybe I can get through those in the next couple of weeks. I need to figure out where I'm going to put the thumb hole for them. That's kind of where at the point I'm at on the first one. I need to make a decision about lengthening them to make them a little bit further up my wrist. At the moment they would be really sitting at my wrist crease. They're quite a short wristy, probably because of the gauge that I'm working at. Well, working at their gauge, they'd be really too small for my hands, so I've done an extra pattern repeat around, but the length on the gauge that I'm using will make them quite short. So I'm thinking an extra pattern repeat and just bring them that little bit further so the cuff is down here rather than right up here. So I need to work that out and get that sorted and get them prepared, and that can be now tomorrow morning's knitting time. So yes, I need to get myself in gear and start adding interfacing, well, trimming up all the bag pieces and adding interfacing, and yeah, hopefully start getting somewhere with these bags. Turns out I don't have enough interfacing, unfortunately. I thought I did, I do not. So I'm going to be doing as many of the bags as I can. I have enough to do all of the bags except for 3 of the largest bags. So at least I'll have plenty of sock project bags to use. And some of the medium ones I can probably put my shawl in them as well. So I'm just going to iron all this interfacing on. I even brought up my big iron instead of using my little travel iron. Usually I don't bother using steam for interfacing and usually regret it. So I'm actually making the effort today. Well, after a bit of tea drinking, refueling, I'm ready for hopefully finishing at least a couple of these bags. I've been sewing on the end little fabric scraps on the ends of the zips for 2 of the bags, for the 2 blue ones, mostly because the blue cotton is on the machine. Once I come to do all the liners, because it's pale yellow, I'll just use white cotton thread for that. But for all the top stitching I need the coloured threads. So I'm going to get these 2 blue bags sewn to their zips, and then I might actually do all of the zips and all the outers sewn to the zips first. I'm trying to think which order these things are done in. I think the liners are then sewn to the zips next. Maybe I could do that as well, and then sew all the outers together, and then I need to rewatch the video. I've only watched it up to the point I'm at the tutorial, because I can't remember which order certain steps are done in. So hopefully I'll get at least a couple of these done. If I plough on, maybe I could get a good chunk of these finished today, which would be really good. Well, I've managed to do 3 of the bags so far. I think once I've had some food, I'll get some dinner, and then I might just push on through and finish the other 3 that I have got made up. I still have to basically do everything, so it'll take me a little while, but hopefully I can get them finished. But I do have 2 of the smaller bags and one of the larger bags finished. I did realise that I adjusted the bottoms on these bags to make them wider, but in doing so I've actually made the bases shorter. This is why I don't sew project bags for a living, apart from the fact that I am not accurate and I can't sew a straight line to save my life, is silly mistakes like this. So I have a narrower bottom compared to my normal project bags, which are about inch and a half longer than this. Never mind. I would say I'll try and remember for next time, but I won't. Everything is already cut out for this batch anyway, so there's nothing I can do about it. But I'll still get a sweater quantity of yarn in these until the sweater gets to almost finished, and then they won't fit in at all. But hey ho. So I'm just going to finish these off after I've had food, but I think that's it for today.